Advanced Photoshop users not welcome. This tutorial is strictly for beginners without any Photoshop experience. In this blur effects tutorial, I'll be showing you how to create a simple zoom blur in Adobe Photoshop. This effect can be achieved in no time at all and provides an impressive effect that can be used to enhance many different photos to give them the illusion of movement. This is the first in a series of videos on blur effects, and in later videos I'll be demonstrating other styles of blur effects applied in a number of different ways. In order to successfully complete this tutorial and get immediate results, please ignore all other tools on Photoshop and only focus on the ones necessary for this task. Okay, before I start this tutorial, I'd like to say a special thanks to Faizan Buneri, one of my subscribers who requested this blur effect tutorial. Thank you very much, Faizan. Also, keep the comments coming in. If there's anything in particular you'd like to learn in Photoshop, please leave a comment and we could probably base a future tutorial on it. So, I'll be happy to hear from you. I think we're going to have to make this a series of tutorials on blur effects because there's so many different types of blurs and different application for blurs that it's difficult to fit everything into one tutorial. We're going to start off with this very simple short tutorial demonstrating the zoom blur effect. By the way, if you want to follow through this video with the original picture that I'm using, you'll find the link below this video. So we'll start off by opening our file, which is a picture we'll be working with today. File open, okay, which is on my desktop, and there's one here called blur effect. I'll select that and open it. As you can see, it's a group of marathon runners, and considering that it's an action picture, there's no movement in this picture whatsoever. So what we want to do is give it some movement by isolating one of the runners and make him look like he's popping out of the picture by giving it a blur effect. And so let me just fit it back on the screen, and the first thing we have to do is we're going to duplicate the layer. So I'm going to go to layer, duplicate layer, okay, background copy, we're going to call it blur, okay, and press OK. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the filter, okay, we're going to select filter, blur and radial blur, okay, and what we want to do here, we're going to select zoom because the default setting for it is on spin. So we'll select the zoom, and I think good is good enough for the effect. The amount is 10% at the moment. I'm just going to put it slightly more than that, okay. Alright, maybe 20 is good. You can select the box here and just type it in there like that, 20. And what you can actually do is move this around. If you press your left button down, you can center it to your subject. So what I'm going to do is roughly estimate where the subject is, which is about there, and then press OK. Wow. Straight away you can see a big difference in the picture. It's got movement, and in fact it could even make you feel dizzy if you look at it for too long. So what we're going to do now is, because at the moment our subject is also very blurred, okay, we want to isolate him. So I'm going to take my zoom tool, which is already selected, to zoom up closer. I'm going to left click the mouse on the top left and drag down to the bottom right hand and then release. And you have to make sure that the blur layer is selected. And if you can't see this window here, that means that the layer window is not enabled. So the way to do that is by going up to window and making sure that the layers is checked, or press F7 on your keyboard otherwise. So now that the blur layer is selected, I'm going to press this icon down here, which is the masking tool, to mask the layer. Because our subject is blurred, The purpose of this is so that we can bring out some of the original sharpness of the figure from the background layer. The way we're going to do that is by selecting the brush tool and painting over the parts that we want to be transparent. So I'm going to select my brush tool, okay. Also make sure that we've got the black selected. Okay, if you haven't got the black selected here, just use this icon, this arrow icon, to switch between black and white. Okay, so make sure that the black is selected, and then we're going to go up to the brush settings, which is up here, and we're going to adjust the size of the brush. I think this particular picture is not very high resolution, so I think 94 pixels is fine. Okay, and the hardness doesn't have to be hard, we want it to be soft, so I'm leaving it the way it is there. And then we're ready to start brushing over our subject. So I'm going to start brushing over the bits that I want to sharpen up, and as I brush over, can you see that the figure's sharpening up? And my personal preference is that I don't brush over the whole figure because I want to leave some parts blurred. Yeah, that's my personal preference, but you might like to do it otherwise. I mean, if you want to brush the whole figure, go ahead. Okay, I think that's a really good result, and I'm really happy with that because he looks like he's popping out of the picture, and it's a really good effect. I mean, amazing effect. Right, so what's left is to save the document. So I'll go up to File, Save as. Okay, it's already saved as a PSD document, which is a Photoshop document. I'm going to save it as a JPEG. Okay, so I'll select JPEG and press save. It's going to ask you about the quality, and you select the quality here and just press OK, and that's it. I hope you like the tutorial. This is the first one in the series, by the way, of tutorials, and I'll be making more tutorials on blur effects, and I think the next one's going to be on motion blur. So please look out for my next tutorial. Thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave your comments below and subscribe to my channel.